Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Me and the Sheikh were reviewing some books, more contemporary explanations on different Shafi'i Fiqh books. And a theme that we realized that is coming out of certain areas and certain schools is they change the text and start speaking about what they view as being the more accurate way or the correct way. Even the Sheikh said, this is almost like fiqh muqaran. I said, to be honest, if it was comparative fiqh, we will get the benefit of knowing what everyone says, but this is not comparative fiqh. This is what that person thinks. Back when people were arguing and saying, you're not Shafi'i anymore, you're Nawawi and Rafi'i, or you're not Shafi'i anymore, you're Ramli or Hajari. You see, what they were arguing about never made sense, because these individuals were not putting in their own opinions. They weren't saying what I think is correct. As a matter of fact, some of them actually have their own separate opinions outside the realm of the school, right? What were they doing? They were pointing out what the school says and what is the most accurate of the khilaf, if there's a khilaf in the mas'ala, the most accurate understanding what it would be, built upon the foundations of the school and the fundamentals of our school, etc., right? So it's not like they were going beyond the realm of the school. No. All the talk was still about the school. What these new people are doing, they have nothing to do with the school. Even if they were to write an explanation or a commentary on every single Shafi'i fiqh book under the sun, they're not from the school, because they're not telling you what the school says. They're telling you what they think is correct. Well, then realistically, them putting what they say under a title of explaining a book is almost a scam. Why? Because you buy the book or you get the book out of interest of studying the original text, that metn, that book. But what you're actually getting is what that person thinks is correct. And most of contemporaries, their premises are all false. Their sources are corrupt, and what they claim makes no sense whatsoever. And 9 times out of 10, they negate themselves without even knowing that they're doing this. You see, I mention this all the time. The religion comes together with harmony, meaning 9 times out of 10, actually 9.98, right? You're going to get a similarity from one hukm through all the chapters of fiqh. As a matter of fact, many of the ulama in their shuruh, they'll say, وَلِهَذِهِ الْمَسْأَلَةِ نَظَائِرٌ مِنْهَا كَذَا وَمِنْهَا كَذَا وَمِنْهَا كَذَا, and they'll start mentioning 10, 20, 30 different similarities that have to do with that hukm. Okay? Could be something, I don't know, مسائل لا يعذر فيها, مسائل that you don't get an excuse. Basically, you're wrong for doing it and you have to redo the whole act regardless. And there's a lot of different chapters that this falls into, and they're all the same, and there's exceptions in a handful of things, and they'll mention them, right? But what will happen is that this individual does not know all of these details. If he's lucky, he read it in a book and he's going to slap it in and make it look like a masterpiece of his own, and it's usually not. Okay? So what we're getting is what a few contemporaries basically researched and think, because of one of their teachers, right, told them that this is how it should be because of how they understood a hadith. This is ridiculous. So bear in mind, when you're buying a book for a contemporary, read it first. Double check. Go to the areas where a lot of contemporaries don't like and see what the person says. Mushammas. Check about the touching, opposite sex touching, if it nullifies wudu or not. These are things that contemporaries hate. Saying the niyyah verbally. Alright? There's quite a few. But right there at the beginning, right there in Kitab al-Tahara and Kitab al-Salah, you'll be able to pinpoint exactly how that person is thinking and how he handles it. Now, if he wants to put a footnote in there and say, personally, I don't believe that there's anything called heavy metal poisonings and there's no harmful water in the world and all the water you can go ahead and use, that's fine. You can go down to Flint and swim in their water if they haven't fixed it yet. That's fine. It's up to him. But we don't care. What we care about is them presenting what we anticipated when we read their book or bought their book. And that is Shafi'i Fiqh. You don't want my understanding and my opinion. My opinion is worthless to you. What you need, what you want, what you have to have is what the Shafi'i madhab's opinion is. If anyone's giving you anything else, look away. Now, there are definitely masail that we don't have a clear-cut answer within the Shafi'i school. That's fine for a Shafi'i scholar or student of knowledge to say, based upon my research, this is where I'm at now. That's fine, because he's trying to pinpoint exactly what the Shafi'i said. But if it's what his opinion is, we don't need it. He can keep it for himself and save the oxygen, digital space, and any papers and pens and ink that were used in the process. Oh, and pencils, of course.